Hey everybody, happy Feel Good Friday to all of you. I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. Hope your week has been good too. I know mine has been extra long and I'm looking forward to the weekend. I hope that you are as well. Hi Anita. Hi Sandy. Hi Miss Bonnie. Carol is here. Carol was super early today. Hey Miss Wendy, how are you? Hope everybody is having a good one. I have a lot of really pretty things to show you guys, and the shop is already hopping, which is always good news. Hi, Angie. How are you? Hi, Miss Sue. It's so good to see you guys. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get into all of the things. So quick little message, just a gentle reminder to some of you. If you are watching here on Feel Good Friday show, and I know you are watching, did you know that I am live on Tuesdays as well? I am live on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, where I also do a live. We do a weekly project there. So if you are watching intently here and keeping an eye on everything that I am doing here on Feel Good Fridays, you can also set your reminders for Tuesdays for 1 p.m. Eastern time, and you can watch me there too, right? You can watch me there as well. So you don't miss out on anything that I am doing or saying or any of the projects, right? Got to get those views up, right? Even if you only watch the intro 15 times and share it around, gets those views up, which is helpful. It's helpful for the channel. So be sure that you have subscribed to the channel as well if you have not done that. Always looking to find new ways to create fun content for you guys. I will be building a TikTok account very soon as well. So I will keep you posted on all of those things as we get going with all of that. Definitely have some new adventures coming your way. So be sure you guys are setting your reminders for all of the fun things that we've got going on. So Fridays, Feel Good Fridays. Monday is our weekly project. Just a good way to kind of keep an eye on what's going on here. So all right, I am going to get into our Feel Good Friday show where we focus on fun and easy instant gratification jewelry. You guys know Feel Good Fridays are all about simple techniques and simple skills that we have. We don't focus on anything hard here. We use all of our basics. So basic stringing, crimping, simple knotting, a little bit of macrame, nothing hard. Simple loops, wrapped loops, things like that. We don't do anything hard here on Feel Good Fridays. And everything that you see in today's show is available for purchase as a kit over in my Etsy shop. My team is here in the comment section dropping links to all of those items so that you can very easily shop on those, or you can just head over to my Etsy site and shop at your leisure. There you will find the kits from today, as well as kits from previous Feel Good Friday shows, and finished pieces of jewelry from myself and from my kiddo. She has her own little section there. It's called Absolutely Ari, where she posts all of her little creations as well. She's not been keeping up with it lately. I think we probably need to send her a little nudge. But she does have a few things there listed as well. Yeah, Patreon. I love it. I love it. Laurie mentioned Patreon here in the comments, and I would love to invite you to join Patreon. I uploaded a new Patreon project last night. For those of you who don't know about Patreon, you can subscribe for $10 a month, and that gets you an additional 3 or more projects a month from me. And those projects are exclusive to Patreon members only. So you won't see those on Facebook or on YouTube. They live within Patreon, which is its own little kind of app. It's its own little world. So it doesn't matter what social media you use. You don't even have to use social media. Just a couple of quick clicks will get you hooked up with Patreon. And there you can come and hang out and be inspired. On Patreon, I focus mostly on using things that I have in my own stash, things that I have had for a long time that I haven't used. And I create beautiful pieces of jewelry that I like using those items. And I encourage you to do the same. So it's not necessarily a place where you're going to be able to recreate the exact same project unless you just happen to have the exact same things that I do. But it's a place to be inspired to use the things that maybe you have that are sitting around that you haven't used for one reason or another. And I kind of give you a gentle nudge knowledge into using those things and creating the beautiful pieces of jewelry that you intended when you purchase those items. So I don't ever it's not about pushing you to purchase new things. It's really about encouraging you to look at the things that you have in your own stash in maybe a new way and be inspired to use those to create the beautiful pieces of jewelry that you originally wanted those to be. So if you would like to be a part of that, I would love for you to come and subscribe to Patreon. All right, now let's get into, yes. Oh, thank you. That is a really good point too, Bonnie. The Patreon projects are pre-recorded. So, and I don't do any editing. So they're very raw pre-recorded videos. The dogs bark in the background. It's just like a live, except that you can't interact with me. But you can rewatch the previous ones. Once you have subscribed to Patreon, if you are a paying subscriber for Patreon, you can watch any of the items or the projects that I've had previously. So you have access to all of those and you can rewatch them as many times as you want to. So, all right, now let's get into Feel Good Friday because it is my very favorite day of the week. And I know that you guys love Feel Good Friday as well. So we are going to start with 2 maker mixes. I don't have an earrings party today, but I do have 2 cute little maker mixes, 2 very different maker mixes. One is very fall related and the other is really brightly colored. So I got that for you guys. I've got 1 necklace, 1, 2, 3 bracelets. Is that right? 3 bracelets and 2 pairs of earrings. So we've got a big show. Let's get into it. You want to? All right. So let's get into it. All right, I've got our maker mixes. I'm going to start with the brightly colored one. This one is for all of you who are getting ready for Dia de los Muertos, which is coming up very soon here. Got some really beautiful, though you could use these for so many things if you wanted to. You've got a couple of little skulls in here. This one, we have a really fun skeleton hand pendant. And then tons of color in this one. I'm just going to kind of pour that one out. I got to put my watch on. I'm feeling a little naked here. I didn't even realize I didn't have it on. So again, this is not an earrings party. So this one is not, this one's not about pairs. This one, you probably are going to have some odd numbered things in. Oh, be helpful if you can see. There you go. But there are some clay roses in here. There are the skulls that are in this one. There are some beautiful chat glass roses, some rosette beads. This one is just really all about bold, bright colors. There are some metal beads in here as well. So just a fun little mix to get you excited about using bold pops of color. If that's kind of outside of your comfort zone, this is a good little place to start using wild, bright colors. The blue is very bold. The yellow is outrageously yellow, but they're fun, right? And sometimes we need to shake things up a little bit. So this one is for you if you need that little extra boost using bright, bold colors. And there's orange in here, but not a whole lot, which I think was a good choice. Orange, I think more than yellow, orange kind of is difficult for some people to use. So, all right, there you go. That's our little maker mix. All right, I'm going to show you a different one now. Very different color palette. All right, this one is more fall themed. So this one has 2 connectors with it. There's a large piece of red aventurine. There's a little fall leaf. And then the rest of this is faceted and drucks. So you're having some check fire polish beads, some faceted rondelles, and some little bicones in a really pretty fall color palette. Definitely different than the first one. But that's the Backyard Autumn Maker Mix. Really love this color palette a whole lot. All right. Oh, this one has carnelian in it. I totally forgot. This one has a bunch of carnelian beads in it. So not only does this one have the red aventurine, but there is, I believe, 6 pieces of carnelian in this one. So get a little extra, a little extra beady goodness in that one. All right. All right, let's move on to all of the kits that have all of the findings and hardware, all the things that you need to create a finished piece of jewelry. We're going to start out with our necklace. I normally kind of save the necklaces and put those like between the bracelets and earrings, but since we only have the one necklace today, I wanted to start with it. It is quite lovely. I love this one. It has very big, bold check glass pearls. We have some chain here. So you've got a couple of pieces of chain because this is actually going to be a 2-strand necklace. So part of this we are going to string and part of this is going to be chain. So let's lay all this out for you. Definitely fall feeling. So we've got gorgeous copper leaves, some deep rose colored check fire polish, and then some copper seed beads that we're going to be using as our little spacer beads. And you guys know I have to do a little dangle. So I'm going to take 2 of the check fire polish and set those to the side. We're going to use those as dangles. Set those up there and weed out my jump rings and my wire guardians, and we'll go ahead and get started. This part is always the longest part for me, is separating everything out. It would take so many different containers for me to pre-separate everything though. So I apologize for the length of time that it takes to do this, but doing this part first definitely saves time overall. Okay, so we're going to get our bead stringing wire ready. So we're going to string a section of beautiful beads. We're using the pearls, the leaves, the check fire polish, and our seed beads. Then we're going to do a drape underneath that. That is chain with our gorgeous flower pendant and a couple of little pops of red as the dangles to kind of tie this all together. So we're going to do the upper drape first. And to do that, we're going to take our bead stringing wire. We are going to thread on our crimp, and then we're going to thread on our wire guardian. So up through our wire guardian, and then down through the wire guardian, and then you're going to take that wire into your crimp bead, and if you catch it in enough time, you can go ahead and grab a hold of it before it crisscrosses over, so you know that it is not crisscrossing inside your crimp. There we go. Okay, so now we are, oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. We're going to place that into the back notch of our crimper tool. Hi, Kathleen. And we're going to give that a squeeze. Then we're going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch of our crimper tool, and give that a squeeze. All right, so if you want to try to take your bead stringing wire through a couple of seed beads, that's fine. I'm actually not going to do that because it takes a couple of minutes and I crimped well. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim off the excess, and we're just going to get started here. So I'm going to pick up, let's see, I think 5 seed beads or 4. I cannot remember. Let's pick up 4 so that we don't run out of seed beads. But I do know that it's extra on the ends. Okay, so 4 seed beads there. Then we're going to pick up one of the glass pearls. These are so pretty. Okay, then we're going to do 2 seed beads. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, then we're going to pick up a check glass leaf. Drop that down. Pick up another seed bead, a fire polish bead, and then a seed bead. We're going to drop that down. A little fuzzy on my bead mat. All right, then we're going to pick up another of the check glass leaves. Drop that one down. Okay, and then 2 more seed beads. And then we're going to just repeat this. So our beautiful check glass pearl. 2 seed beads. Okay. Check glass leaf. A seed bead, a fire polish, and a seed bead. Drop those down. And then another check glass leaf. Okay. And again, repeating the process. So just like the pearl here with 2 seed beads, we're going to do 2 seed beads and a pearl. I thought so too, Sandy. It looked like 4, but it was kind of hard to see because the bead, that pearl bead was so big. It was hard to tell. And I didn't want to accidentally do 5 and then run out of seed beads. So, not that I don't have other seed beads around here that I could use, but it looked like 4. So I'm agreeing with you. I think you're right. All right, so you're just going to continue this pattern until you have thread on all of your beautiful beads here. So you will finish just like we started with the seed beads, like Sandy and I were talking about. So we'll finish with 4. We've got 2 more of these beautiful pearls to add. Color palette, it's really nice because it's metallic and it's fall, but it's kind of different because the green is not normally a green that I feel like gets a lot of attention during the fall. A lot of the greens in fall are more of kind of the olivey color. This one almost has like a almost blue undertone to it. So it's definitely different, but I think that it works really, really well in this situation. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of trying to make my leaves face each other. So you could do them all one direction, all the other direction, but I'm trying to make mine so that they have like this little open space here, this little arch that happens between them. You don't have to do that. That's why I was like flipping the bead stringing wire around in my hand, trying to figure out which direction and all of that, because I was trying to keep up with how I was stringing those leaves on. See how it makes like a little semicircle right in here. Oh, whoops. It would also be helpful if I, paid attention to what I was doing. Yes, green and copper is always a really nice combination. I don't think it matters what color green. All green and copper combos are nice. I also like red and copper together. It's always one of my favorites. All right, 2 seed beads, and then we're going to add our last pearl. And then we're going to finish that off with 4 seed beads. Look at that, Sandy, you were right. You were right. We had exactly 4 left. So it's a good thing I didn't go with 5. And then we're going to crimp and we'll put all of this together. So this really is kind of the part that takes the longest out of all of this. The rest of this is much, much quicker. All right, so we're going to crimp. Hi, Jenny from Texas. I'm glad you made it to alive. Oops. All right, so down through the wire guardian and then down through the crimp. Oh my goodness, come on now. What on earth? Just go through there. There we go. Goodness. I don't know what that was about. I'm having a time with this crimp bead today. Okay. Pull all that down. My goodness. Let's get to the good part, shall we? All right, we're going to place that into the back notch of our crimper tool. Just trying to twist that around so that it's not crisscrossing, because that's what it wants to do. Place that into the back notch of your crimper tool, give it a squeeze, turn it sideways, put it into the front notch of your crimper tool, give that a squeeze, and then we're going to trim off the excess. And if you need to take that through a bead or two, go for it. I just don't want to fight with the seed beads right now. So, all right, now this will be a beautiful necklace all by itself, right? We don't have to do anything different. We could just add the chain to this and we would have a gorgeous piece of jewelry. But I did want to add something a little extra. So let me show you what my thought was. So you're going to take this up here, and then you're going to have two pieces of chain that are going to hang behind that. They're going to come down just like that to our beautiful flower pendant here. And then hanging in front of our flower, we are going to have two of these little check fire polish just to kind of bring the color down here. So it doesn't just seem like this stark contrast where we have beautiful color here and then boom, there's metal. At least a tiny bit of color is better than none. Now, there's nothing wrong with leaving it like that. You don't have to add that, but I do like tying things together that way if and when it is possible to do so. So I'm going to take two of my little fire polish and wire wrap those. So one of them's already done, dropping that one down onto a head pin. And oh, you're going to see more Christmassy vibes for sure. We're kind of leaning into Christmas here. I'm starting to kind of dip my toes into that. So there are definitely fall vibes in today's show, but you're going to start seeing more and more kind of holiday themed things coming your way in our Feel Good Friday shows going forward, just so that you can get a jump start on all of those things. It's just like with the Halloween stuff. I don't want to wait until right at Christmas to start releasing Christmas kits, because you want to go ahead and be able to have them, put them together and wear them and enjoy them. So yeah, we're definitely leaning that way with some reds and greens in today's show. Okay, so there are my two little dangles. And now we are going to put all of this together and make it make sense. So I'm actually going to start at the pendant, and I am going to take, let's see here. I'm going to take a 4mm jump ring and attach that to the top of my pendant so that I can then attach it to this 6mm jump ring that's going to be front facing. Okay, so with that, oh, I meant to add my little beads. I'll do that here in just a second, but I'm going to take my pieces of chain, okay, so I have one for each side, and I'm going to close that back. Did not mean to leave out my little dangles here. All right, so I have two jump rings for up there. Take another jump ring. We're going to thread on our two little dangles. And then I'm going to attach those to that 4mm jump ring so that those kind of hang in the front of our pendant. And they're less likely to get bumped to the back. They are still going to kind of do what they want to do, but if I hang them further up, I'm afraid they'll just disappear to the back as you wear this. So it gives them a better shot of being on the front side of the pendant that way. Okay, so there is that. And as I say that, they hop to the back. Okay, then we're going to use two jump rings here, and we are going to attach that to our other chain. So you've got another long piece of chain. You want to cut that one to the length that you want. Add your hardware to the back, which I've already done. And then you are going to use jump rings to connect everything together. So I'm going to take one jump ring, I'm going to thread on my chain, and then I'm going to thread on my wire guardian, and then my chain for the length, and I'm going to close that back. And I'm going to do the same thing over on the other side. Now you're going to notice right away that the chain section of this is going to be a V. It's a sharp V. That's just because of gravity, of course. The pendant is heavy. It's going to draw that down and make a nice V out of it. However, the beaded section of this beaded drape is going to be more of a soft kind of U shape. It's not going to have that harsh triangle feel to it, so it really lays nicely when you have it on, and it will kind of fall backwards. You guys will see this on the bust at the end to get a better idea of how this hangs. But ideally your chain section hangs in the back, and then you have this beautiful drape of color and beads in the front. So pretty. So pretty. All right. I hope you like that one. That's the only necklace I have in the show today. It is definitely a nice transitional piece because it's still fall colors, but it is kind of leaning into a little bit of Christmas maybe. So I think you'll get a lot of wear out of this one because you can start wearing this one now and you can wear it all the way until January. And quite honestly, you could wear it whenever you wanted to because flowers are always good, right? Leaves, always good. Pearls, most definitely always a good idea. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the next. We've got a couple of pretty bracelet designs that have the exact same element because I just couldn't resist. So I'm going to start with this one. And the little leather part of this, I do the exact same thing in another bracelet. Just because I really liked it. I thought it was interesting. I really enjoyed putting it together. So I've done it twice. So we'll put it together once, and then you can, if you buy the other bracelet where we use it, you can refer back to this one. But this is another really pretty one that's got a lot of fall colors going on here. So we have some deep metallic kind of polychrome greens. And we also have the topaz leaves and check fire polish, which I am a huge fan of, and the leaves have that AB finish on the back, and some drucks, a cushion round, more of the copper seed beads because I can't seem to get enough of those. Grab my wire guardian and my crimp out of that, scoot those over and kind of fish out my crimp bead there. All right, and then this does have leather, as I mentioned, so definitely a little interesting way to use some leather. And then this little bead I found in the closet. I'm not sure where this came from, but it's a check glass. It looks like a peach. I think it looks like a peach. It could be a heart, but I thought it was a pretty interesting little guy. So we're going to use this as a dangle. You can leave it out if you don't like it, but I thought it was really pretty. It's in this kind of like matte raspberry, but it has a bronzy finish to it, which I thought was really pretty. So, all right, shall we start with the leather part of this? Let's start with the leather. So this is the little leather section that we're going to be creating. So it's really just a loop. Honestly, we're just folding the leather over to create a little loop that we are going to use in the design. Because you guys know I love mixed media in my design. So let me show you real quickly how to do that. Super simple. So you're just going to take your piece of leather and you're going to make a little loop, right? Just make whatever loop you want, and it can be whatever size you want. So this is a great place to adjust the size of your bracelet. If you want to do all the stringing first and then you have the beaded section, then you can determine how much leather, how long you want this to be. So you're going to fold it in half, make your little loop, and then you're going to fold the other side in half as well. Now, ideally, you're going to do this over a jump ring. I'm going to use this one in the project, so I don't want to fold this one over the jump ring just yet because I want to keep that jump ring free. But I'm just folding it over, right? Making a little loop on this end, and then you're going to take your piece of wire and you're just going to wire wrap this. And you can do this messy, you can do it clean. It's whatever, because this is your piece of jewelry. But you're just using the wire piece to bundle your leather. So let's do this one messy. So we'll have two to kind of compare. So this one, I'm doing messy, kind of chunky monkey. Okay, and then I'm going to come in, and I can still kind of pull on the leather a little bit, making sure that like the pieces are all even. It's where I want it to be. And then you can come and trim off, and you can tuck your ends in if you want to. It's really kind of up to you as to how you want to finish this off. I'm going to kind of, well, I cut that one a little short to do it, but I like to kind of tuck it into the other wire so that my little end is not sticking out. So I don't want that to get hung on anything. So I just kind of tuck that in there. So we've got our little messy wrap, and then as you can see, still got a loop here for your jump ring. Okay, and then you're going to come in with your cutter and trim off your leather. And you can leave little ends, or you can cut it super, super short. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting because we use leather a lot in our projects. If you don't want to do wire here, you could take a piece of cord, you could take wax linen, you could take some S-lon, some B-lon, a silk thread, whatever you wanted to, and you could like silk wrap right there if you wanted, or just tie some knots. It's totally up to you. But I just thought it was a little interesting element to add. So, and again, I've done this twice, so it's also in the next bracelet. Now, let me show you how to put it into the bracelet, because right now it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why did you make this weird little loop? Well, I made a weird little loop because I think that the leather just kind of brings a little boho vibe to this. So we're going to go ahead and get our bead stringing wire ready. We're going to string up some beautiful beads, and then we'll add that little leather element in. If nothing else, let it be a little inspiration to you to try to add new things to your jewelry, right? Whatever you're creating, think about adding in different things that maybe you wouldn't necessarily put in, or different ways to do things that you do add on a regular basis. You guys know I add leather on a regular basis. So I felt like I just needed a little something different, a little different way to do it this time around. All right, now we are going to string up. Such a pretty design. So moving our little leather pieces off to the side, we are going to thread on 2 seed beads. I like to do my seed beads in doubles. I don't know why. It just seems to be the habit here lately. So 2 seed beads. And then I'm going to do 3 of these disc beads. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We're going to do 2 seed beads. Good grief. I like chasing my seed beads around. All right, 2 seed beads, and then a check fire polish. Okay, 2 seed beads. Another 3 of the disc beads. Wanda is here. Okay. 2 seed beads. And then we're going to do a check glass leaf. Okay. 2 seed beads. A beautiful druck bead. 2 seed beads, our check glass, or yes, our check glass cushion round, and that marks the middle. So we are going to repeat our pattern. So 2 seed beads, a druck, 2 seed beads, a leaf. Etsy shop is hopping, you guys. So just so you know, my kits are usually in very limited quantities. I don't make large batches of kits because I'm just one person. So I would like to encourage you, if you see something that you like, to go ahead and grab it, because like last week, I noticed that a lot of the kits, it wasn't last week, but it was the week before last, a lot of the kits had sold out by Sunday. And I had a couple of people that reached out to me on Monday and they were like, what happened to the kits? So just so you are aware, they have a tendency to go quickly. So if you see something that you like, it's better to get it now than to wait, because I'm not always able to restock things. All right, 3 of the disc beads. Carol said, you snooze, you lose. It's so true, though. It's so true. And I know a lot of you guys are doing holiday shopping right now. Like, you're prepping. You're getting your pieces that you want to put together to wear for yourself, and then you're buying up multiples of kits, which usually lets me know that you are doing like a girls' night with your friends and you're putting them all together, or you're giving them as gifts. So I know that that is going on. So just know that like your competition is probably buying more than one kit at a time. So just keep that in mind. All right, so there is the beaded section of this. We're going to go ahead and crimp, and then we're going to throw in that little leather section to create a little extra something with this one. And then we'll do our little weird peach shaped bead that I just thought was the coolest bead. I don't know what it is officially called. I gotta find more of them, because I thought they were really interesting. I'd never seen a check glass bead shaped like that before. All right, so down through the wire guardian, down through the crimp. Our next bracelet that we're going to put together is definitely going to be leaning hard into the holidays. Lots of red, deep red, and more of this evergreen green. So if you're ready for that, I know I am. I'm definitely ready for the reds and the greens and the golds. All the colors of this season. All right, we're going to trim. Okay, now let's work on putting this together, shall we? So we have our little leather piece. Let's do our wire wrap real quick. So I am doing a little dangle with this guy. You don't have to. If you wanted to add him into the rest of the design and leave him out as a dangle, you definitely can do that, or you can just set him to the side and, I don't know, use him for something else later. But I'm going to wire wrap mine real quick. If you're hanging out with us here, you made it this far and you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love to invite you to do so. It just takes a second to click that subscribe button, and then you don't even have to set your own reminders anymore. You can set your YouTube reminders to let you know when I go live so you don't miss anything. And if you are only joining us on Fridays for the Feel Good Friday show, I would like to encourage you to hang out with us on Tuesdays as well. All right, jump ring on the end, doesn't matter which end, okay? I'm going to thread on my little dangle. Then I'm going to close that back. Okay. I'm going to take another jump ring, attach to that jump ring, and then I'm going to attach that to the large section of my leather. So the big loop, if you will. hold on, kind of want to take a look at the direction of everything here. There we go. Okay. Then I'm going to bring this around. I'm going to take the largest jump ring I have. I'm going to hook that in to the loops there. I'm going to attach my clasp as well. And then I'm going to close that back. You know what? I think I used the wrong jump ring here. Let's swap this one out. This one goes on the other side of this. I forgot that I was using a large jump ring. So go ahead and hook this one to your clasp. Let me show you. So there were two kind of large jump rings here. There's the biggest one that I have attached on this side of my leather. The second to biggest one, this is like an 8mm. Put this one down here. And honestly, you can put this together however you want. It's your bracelet. But I just kind of liked it like that. And there you go. So it's just something different, right? It's just a different little element. It's just another way to incorporate the leather. We add leather when we have buttons. We add leather when we want to hook our clasp to it. For this one, we haven't hooked our clasp to it at all. It's just a little added element of fun. So yeah, I really like this one. I love the color palette. It's very, very nice. Again, another good transitional piece because of the greens and the browns and the coppers here. You're going to be able to transition into the holidays with this one easy peasy. So I saw somebody ask, when am I going to do another snack shenanigans? I would love to get one of those on the books here very, very soon. So thank you for the reminder of that. Now that I do have a little extra time to plan things out, I can definitely plan a new snack shenanigans for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. I will keep you up to date on that one. All right, so last little look at this one before we move on to the next. I love the AB finish on those leaves. So pretty. All right, let's do another one. Now this one also has the same leather element, just in a different color. I'm not going to remake it. Just know that if you get this one, go back and watch the assembly of the little leather section. I just couldn't resist. I wanted to use it twice. I know maybe it's overkill, but I just thought it was cool. All right, so this one is a little different. This one we're not doing any stringing. This one is all about simple loops. So we're doing a 2-strand bracelet with some beautiful red copper. I told you this one's got that holiday feeling to it. These even look like little Christmas ornaments. So the red, raspberry, coppery color, we're going to add a bead to that strand. And then we're going to do another strand next to it of the little check glass discs. We'll add one of those to it. So just a little beaded chain out of these two. They're going to run side by side. We have some vintage check glass, coin-shaped beads with the stars and the moon. We also have a large check fire polish. Okay. We also have our little leather element to this, and we're going to do a couple of sets of dangles. So we're going to do a set of dangles that is the beautiful cranberry dark red with the gold accents, and then some more of that coppery raspberry, some check fire polish dangles. Okay, so super pretty. I like this one a lot. All right, so let's put all of these elements together to create a fun piece of jewelry, shall we? So let's finish off our two little beaded chains, and that requires eye pins and simple loops. Whoops. So we're going to twist. We are going to add what we've already done. Close the eye pin. And then we're going to add our melon. Okay, and we're going to do a simple loop. So we're grabbing the wire, bending, coming in with our cutter tool. We're going to trim, leave ourselves about 1/4 of an inch of wire. We're going to use our round nose pliers, grab that wire and roll back to create our simple loop. So you're going to link 5 of the melons together, and then you're going to link 5 little sections of the disc beads, excuse me, too. So same thing, eye pin to eye pin, no jump rings in between. And you're going to stack up 3 of the discs. Okay, and then you're going to do a simple loop, bending the wire, coming in the cutter, and then round nose pliers again, grabbing the wire, kind of rolling back. Okay, so you're going to make a little beaded chain out of those. All right, while we are working with all of the simple loops and the wrapped loops and all the looping things, let's go ahead and do wrapped loops on our little dangles. So for each one of the leaves, you're going to put those onto a head pin, and you're going to do a wrapped loop on these, unless you just like simple loops, and then you definitely can. So Sandy's got a good question, and I've actually been asked this question a couple of times, and she wants to know, when I do my wrapped loops, why do I start with my regular pliers to bend the wire? Why not just use my round nose pliers? And the answer is because I like to get as sharp of a bend in the wire as I possibly can. I feel like it makes a big difference in the overall look of the way my wrapped loops start. I feel like if I bend it over the rounded round nose pliers, the bend just isn't deep enough. But that's just a me thing. That doesn't mean that it won't work for anybody else, because it absolutely is just kind of preference. And overall might not even be that big of a deal. I'm going to add a 4mm jump ring to the top of this. Close that back. And then we're going to do one more little dangle, because we've got 2 of these. So really, it's just personal preference. If you don't like to switch back and forth between the tools that many times, if that makes you crazy, but I just feel like that the bend is just much sharper. And at the end of the day, does it really make that big of a difference? Probably not, but it's just me. So what she's saying is, right here, I'm using my chain nose pliers, and the chain nose pliers have that smooth, flat edge, so that when I bend my wire, I get a pretty sharp bend. But if I bend them over the round nose pliers, it's more kind of rounded. And sometimes if I were to overbend, it makes this kind of shape. And I'm just not a fan. That means then I have to bend the wire back again, and I'm just kind of over bending the wire, which weakens it. So and again, though, it's just preference, I do love wrapped loops though. So I'm not going to swap anytime soon. You could probably convince me that it's not that deep. But I don't know. It's just habit, I guess. All right. So I'm going to do another 4mm jump ring. So all of my little dangles are going to have little 4mm jump rings on the tops of those. All right, then you're going to take your other 2 beads here. You've got your coin bead with the moon. I put that onto an eye pin and did simple loops. I'm going to do the same thing with my large check fire polish, but this one I'm going to add some little bead caps to it, just to kind of decorate it up a little bit, give it a little extra something. So eye pin, bead cap, check fire polish, and then a bead cap. And then I'm just going to do a simple loop on this guy as well. So grabbing the wire, give that a bend, coming in with my cutter, going to trim, and then round nose pliers to roll back to create my loop. Is that loop bigger than the other loop? Yes, it is. Do I care? Nope. Totally not bothered by it. And you shouldn't be either. All right, now it is time to put all of this beady goodness together. So let's do that, shall we? We are going to start with our largest jump ring here. So again, got a couple of different sizes of jump rings in your kit, but I've got my large jump ring. I'm going to open that up. So some of you have asked about the Amazon thing. So the items that are on my Amazon page, I'm just an Amazon influencer. The items that are for sale there are not sold by me. They are sold through other vendors on Amazon, whether it is directly Amazon or if it is Beadalon that has, it's really just a place where you can find some of my favorite Amazon items. Do I get the money for those sales? Absolutely not. I get a small commission off of the sales of those items, but I am not the vendor. It's just a place where I have put together groupings of my favorite jewelry making items and other items that you can find on Amazon. And I get a little bit of a commission from those, but it's not anything major. All right, now you're going to take the second to largest of the jump rings, open that one up. That one's going to go on the other end of your little beaded chain section here. Okay. Then we are going to add on, whoops, I kind of messed this up a little bit. Did not want to hang the correct way. Is that better? Yes, it is. Okay. So then I'm going to add on my bead with the moon. I'm going to close that back. I'm going to take the simple loop on the side of my little moon bead that is not attached to anything, and I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to attach my check fire polish to that. Okay, so this is what we've got so far, right? I'm going to take 2 jump rings. So back on the other side of this, I'm going to attach a jump ring. I'm going to close that back. Now there are extra jump rings in this. So at this point, if you want to leave some of these jump rings out, so here's a second jump ring, you can leave one of these 2 jump rings out. Okay. I'm going to thread on my little leather section. And I'm going to close that back. If you want to keep all the jump rings though, again, adjust the leather like in the previous one to kind of adjust the length of everything. So if you need a shorter bracelet, make your little leather section shorter. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to attach jump ring here. This is actually going to be the jump ring where our clasp attaches. So I'm just going to go ahead and hook the little clasp on there. And I'm confused about who is seeing free shipping, because I 100% do not have any kind of free shipping going on at the moment. All right, so jump ring onto that, and I'm going to attach my little dangle-doos, the check fire polish. I need to add the leaves as well. I forgot that part. And then one more jump ring here. And that jump ring that I just added, I know this is a lot of jump rings, and I will attach all of them and then hold this all up so you can see the connections. This one is going to attach to the opposite end. So the only thing left here says on the picture. What picture? What picture? What are y'all talking about? Remove free shipping off Etsy display if not free. The free shipping, what are you talking about? I have no idea what y'all are talking about. I don't do free shipping. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This sounds like an Etsy thing because I do not know what is happening right now. Okay, well, I will investigate, but I can promise you I don't have any free shipping offer going on at the moment, and I didn't add anything that said that. And I can't fix it right here in the middle of the show, so I will look at it here in just a second. But anyway, moving on. So actually, you know what? You have access to my Etsy. Can you see if you have any idea what is going on? That makes no sense. All right, so I'm just going to add my leaves right there. Everybody's telling me to fix it and fussing at me. Listen, I have no control. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Okay, there is our beautiful bracelet. And we are going to move on to the next. Amazon does free shipping. It's I think they're talking about Etsy though. Just to show you guys the. Okay, moving on. All right, I have one last bracelet and then 2 pairs of earrings to show you guys. So this one is going to be pretty quick because the only thing we're going to be doing for this one really is just the adjustable clasp section, and it's just a refresher. Okay. So this one is called Sweater Weather. This one, you are just stringing 2 beautiful strands onto this gorgeous cord, which is this really cool kind of turquoisey color. And I did it ahead of time just to save some time, which is good because now I'm distracted and a little a little aggravated. I'm okay though. Let's keep going. Oh my goodness. So what you're going to do is you are going to take you've got 3 cords. Okay. You're going to take one of them. You're going to come down on that cord about 5 inches, and then you're going to tie a knot. Okay. Then you're going to thread on your beads, and it's okay if they're a little loose because this is cord. This is not bead string wire. So we're not worried about abrasion or anything like that. We are going to thread on a small metal bead and then the medium metal bead. You're going to do a gray and then a blue of the Swarovski bicones, a metal bead, a check glass pearl, a metal bead, 2 check fire polish that are in this really interesting kind of green purpley bronze, and then a metal bead, a bicone, a metal bead, and then your sweater bead goes in the middle. And then you're just going to repeat the pattern and tie a knot. Okay. And then you're going to do the second strand. The second strand, I am changing up just a little bit. You don't have to, but if you'll notice between the 2, I changed up the placement of the check fire polish and the pearls so that they would just kind of sit kind of staggered. So when you put the 2 strands together. So this one, I did the fire polish first next to our sweater bead. This one with our sweater bead, I did the pearl first and then the check fire polish. So it just kind of changes the way that the strands look, but you can do them identically. It's totally up to you, but you're going to string those up. Okay. And make sure you've got your knots on the ends to hold your beads in place. Then you're going to bring your 2 ends together. Okay. So on one side, take your 2 ends and you're going to take your largest metal beads that you have here. And you only have 2 that are this size, and you're going to thread both ends. Whoops. Okay. And you're going to bring that down, and it's going to sit right next to your knots, and you're going to tie an overhanded knot. And then I like to use my beading awl just to kind of help me get that knot as close as I can. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing over here on the other side. Both strands into your large metal bead. So don't accidentally string these beads into your design. Okay. And then you're going to tie an overhanded knot. All right, so that brings the two beautiful strands together. Okay, so now you can deal with your ends, and we're going to do adjustable. Now, Wanda has mentioned, and I know Wanda's not the only one, and the reason that I bring this up is because I know Wanda's not the only one who may not love the adjustable clasp. Okay, if you don't love adjustable clasps, my suggestion is to come down. You need to measure, okay, because you're going to need a little extra. Let me show you with the ruler. So this beaded section from knot to knot is only about 5 inches long. So this is not a full-size bracelet. And the adjustability means that it's going to kind of give you, you're going to have part of this as the length on both sides. So you can add regular clasp to this by coming over, tying another overhanded knot. So give yourself a little extra room here, 1 inch on each side. That's going to give you 7-inch bracelet or whatever it is that you're going to need, right? Tie another overhanded knot. You can add a clamshell here, and then you can add regular hardware if you don't like the adjustable clasp. But I didn't include those things. I'm just kind of leaving that up to you because this is definitely an adjustable bracelet. But if you don't like the adjustable, that's okay. That's okay. There's ways around that. You can still have the same pretty bracelet. And I love that Wanda brought that to our attention because she's not the only one. Not everybody likes the adjustability. Some people just like regular hardware. I'm going to use my naughty board. But use your tying station, use painter's tape, whatever you need to use here. But for me, it's just helpful to take my two ends, okay, and I'm going to run those in opposite directions. So I can now do a little macrame here. So I'm going to clip that there. If you don't have a naughty board, it's fine. Like I said, just use whatever you've got. Painter's tape, clipboard, okay? But my two ends are now running in opposite directions of each other so that I can make the slide. So I am going to take my cord, my third cord here underneath, okay? And we're going to do square knots. So P shape on the right, left cord crosses over. Hard to see right now, I know. Left cord goes behind and up through that P shape. It will look better here in just a second. Let me get the first knot going. Hey, Q. Philip is calling my phone. Can you make sure he's okay? Yeah. Okay, backwards P shape on the left. Right cord crosses over, goes behind and up through. And pull. Okay. Now, all right, P shape on the right, left cord crosses over, goes behind and up through, and pull. Okay. P shape on the left, or backwards P shape, right cord crosses over, goes behind and up through. Now, I'm going to do, I'd say about 10 of these. I don't know that I'm going to do all 10 of them with you guys, but 10 of them gives you an additional inch, okay, of length in your bracelet. You need at the very least 3 of these knots. 3 of these knots is going to secure your bracelet and give you the adjustability that you need. But keep in mind that the shorter the knot section, the shorter the additional length that you have, or the additional adjustability that you're going to have with your bracelet. So just keep that in mind. And if you need a more in-depth look at the square knots, please be sure that you are checking out previous videos that we've done on my YouTube channel where I have done that, because I always kind of just do like the quick abbreviated version here on Feel Good Fridays, because I know that I have shown you guys in previous like Tuesday projects a really good breakdown of square knots. So, and of course, you guys, there are so many other amazing content creators out there that can show you how to do these square knots too, if you need a little extra help. But again, 3 of these is going to be plenty to create the safety and the adjustability. But the more beads you do, the longer the length you have of your overall design. Okay, so now I know I didn't do 10, but I did several. I'm going to come in, I'm going to trim, leave myself just a little bit because we're going to melt the ends of this. Okay. And then it's probably better to take this off before we melt this. All right, just get your lighter close. You can use a thread burner here too. Tap, tap, tap. Thank you, Wanda. Oh, no fire. I kind of over melted that one a little bit. Whoops. Okay, that's okay. At least it didn't catch the whole piece on fire. All right, now, regardless of how long you need your bracelet to be, the first thing I want you to do after you've done this part is pull it all closed. Is that a tiny, tiny bracelet that's not going to fit anybody? Yeah, probably. Will it fit your 5-year-old niece? 100%. But will it fit you? Probably not. I don't know. I'm just saying. But pull it like that so that you can pull all of the length out. And then decide how far out you want to tie your knot. You're going to take your 2 strands, tie those into an overhanded knot. The knot is important here so that when you fully adjust your bracelet open, that your cords don't slide into your knotted section. Okay. I'm going to trim that off. And then I'm going to do the other side. And I want to try to put the knot in the same place as far as distance from the knotted section with the macrame. Dog's knocking things over in here. And trim. All right, and then you're going to open this up, and this is, you can adjust it all the way out to your knots. Put it on, and then put it where you need it lengthwise. And again, you can swap all that out for regular hardware if you like, but I love the soft colors of this one. There's something about it, and that's why I called it sweater weather, even though these are sweater beads, because you can see they have like that cable knit sweater kind of look to them. But I thought it was appropriate because it's just kind of a cozy, relaxing color palette. It's not bright and bold and harsh. It's like these dreamy, soft blues and grays and purples and greens that I think work really, really well together. So there you go. There is our double strand adjustable sweater weather bracelet. All right, I got 2 quick pairs of earrings for you guys, and then I'll let you go. I know we are 10 minutes over, so we are now technically in overtime, and I appreciate you hanging with me. I'll do these earrings super quick. All right, here we go. These are our wintergreen earrings. These have vintage check glass peppermint beads and then check fire polish. So these are quick and easy. Perfect. Green and red for the holidays. Love it. All right, so first things first, we are going to take our largest check fire polish. We're going to pop that down onto a head pin, and we're going to do a quick little wrapped loop. All right, bend the wire over the top of the pliers. Coming in, oh gosh, my round nose pliers, up and over rotate, take the wire over to the other side. Okay, I'll slow down. And I'm going to wire wrap in that space. Okay. And then I'm going to use my cutter tool to trim off the excess. Okay. All right, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to take an eye pin. I love these. I love the simplicity of them, but yet they're stack 'em ups. Even though they don't have a lot to stack up, they're still stack 'em ups. And you guys know how I feel about those. They're just so fun. All right, so there's my eye pin with my bottom dangle bead. All right, we're going to do a small check fire polish. And then we're going to do a bead cap facing that fire polish bead. Kind of like a little hat. And then we're going to do another bead cap going in the opposite direction. It's sort of like if your peppermint were twisted up in plastic, you know, the little plastic wrap. That's sort of what the bead caps resemble, is the little twist of the plastic holding it in. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to do a bead cap going down, a bead cap going up, and then a check fire polish and a simple loop, and we'll add our ear wire. You could do a wrap loop too if you want. I'm just doing a simple loop. I'm going to trim, leaving myself about 1/4 of an inch of wire, and then roll back for our simple loop, and we'll add our earring, or our ear wire rather. Oops, this way. Aren't they cute? I love them. And I love that the check glass, the peppermint beads themselves are vintage. It just kind of adds a little extra charm to these. Well, if I could hold on to them by the ear wires, 2 ear wires in one hand, that would be helpful. I think those are super cute. I love them. They're whimsical. They're fun. They still have a little bit of sparkle to them. And they're definitely holiday appropriate. Super, super cute. And the stripes on those are green. I know that like from a distance, it almost looks black, but I promise you it's green. There you go. You can see that green on there. Aren't they cute? They are so cute. You could eat them. Love them. All right. Last project for you guys. These are a little different. These are a little sassy. A little sassy. So a little sparkle to finish off the day here. So we have some gorgeous Swarovski rings, and then just a little connector with some chain drapes from it, because we're fun and they're cool and they're a little rock and roll. They're a little sparkle. They're a little after dark. I kind of like them. So let's put these together real quick. These are super easy. No wire wrapping involved here. So if you've got somebody in your life who wants to get started with jewelry making, this will be a cool little stocking stuffer or just a good little gift to get them started, because this one is just jump rings. There's no wire wrapping or simple loops or anything like that involved here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to attach our chain pieces to our connector. So we're going to use a little 4mm jump ring. We're going to hook it to our chain. Okay. And then we are going to hook that to one of the loops on the connectors. We're going to do another. We're going to do all 3 chains on the bottom. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, hook that last little piece of chain here. Guys, I put these earrings together while watching reruns of The Office. And it's funny, as I put this together, I am remembering the exact episode. That show, sometimes I'm so annoyed by it, and then other times I think it's funny. Did you guys watch it? And it's the American version. The British version is absolutely hysterical. But I was watching the American version. All right, now I'm going to open up a 6mm jump ring, nice and wide. Hook that on, and then I'm going to slide that onto our ring. Close that back. Okay. Then I'm going to take another 6mm jump ring, open it nice and wide. That's going to go also onto the ring. Close that back. Oh, Jan, don't worry. Don't worry. I have new exciting things coming your way. If you guys are missing not being able to hang with me again on Fridays at 4 p.m., I promise I have other things in the works, and I will fill that space. I promise. I promise. All right, then I'm doing another 4mm jump ring to add my ear wire. I know it's kind of weird because this is my second Friday where I don't have, you know, I don't have a 4 o'clock live to do. And I was just telling Q, like, I can eat my lunch slow. I don't have to rush. And then I can get other work things done. It's kind of weird. But I promise I will be filling the space. You guys, I promise, new things coming your way. All right. There are our really fun little sparkly earrings. I love those. And again, a great little gift for somebody who's just now getting into jewelry making, because there's nothing, you just need a couple pairs of pliers to do your jump rings, and you still have a fabulous pair of earrings when you're finished. There was no simple loops, no wrapped loops, no nothing. So, you know. Oh, you guys, you're so sweet. I mean, it's now nobody knows what to do with our Friday afternoons. I promise I will find something else fun for us to do. Okay. Nope. Don't worry. All right. I'm going to turn you guys around, and we are going to do a quick run through of everything that we have done in today's show. And it gives you an opportunity to see things with gravity involved, right? It's probably the most important part of jewelry is the gravity, because you just don't get to see the same thing when it's laying flat on the mat. So let's start with our necklace. You want to? All right. Put our beautiful necklace up here on the bust. Get it all. What is going on here? So I don't know what was going on with the free shipping, the Etsy thing, guys. And I apologize for getting frustrated. It was just kind of frustrating because I don't do like anything like that. I normally tell you guys about if I'm having some sort of, you know, sale or promotion. And then you guys are fussing at me. Fix it, please fix it. What? I don't even know what it is. And I'm in the middle of the live. I can't fix it. So apologize for my frustrations there. But yeah, I got a little rattled with that one because I felt like some of you were yelling at me. Calm down. Okay. Calm down. But yeah. Also, don't forget, Etsy is a third-party vendor. I upload to Etsy. So whatever extra things Etsy puts on for Etsy's self-promotion, I don't really have any control over. So, and I don't know what the situation was because I couldn't stop what I was doing to fix it. But all right. How pretty is that, right? Gravity makes all the difference in the world when you can see this hanging and see how it gets that deep V, right? And then you also get that smooth, like U shape of the beaded part. So it gives you both of those, and they lay together really, really nicely, right? All right. Okay, so let's take a look at our bracelets, because our show was mostly bracelets today. So we did our beautiful, I just love this one so much, our 2-strand sweater weather. The colors on that are just dreamy. Really cool. Love that one so much. Thank goodness I didn't set it on fire completely and burn it in 2 pieces, but it wouldn't have been the first time, right? All right, and then we had this one with the beautiful coppers and the topazes. I'm obsessed with topaz. I think the topaz check glass color is just beautiful because it's not really yellow. And when you throw in that AB polish or that AB finish to it, I just think it takes it to a whole nother level. So Beautiful, beautiful little bracelet. And then the one that is the holidays are coming, or whatever I called it. I don't even remember. Holidays on the way. This one definitely giving holiday vibes with the reds and the greens together, right? But still has the fall elements here. We've got our little dangles of the leaves. Such a pretty one. Really, really liked this one a lot. Double strand. All right. And then last but not least, we had 2 pairs of earrings. Super cute. So we have our wintergreen, which I adore. These are so cute. They're so festive and so fun. And the vintage element, chef's kiss on that. And then last are these guys, which are just fabulous. And it's just chain and sparkly crystal. What more do you need in your life? Perfection right there. I'm telling you. Chain and crystals. That's all I need. That solves so many problems for me. All right, friends. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. My beaded bliss says that peach dangle. I'm obsessed with that bead, and they are not out in the world anymore. I know. I had never seen it. I found it in the closet. It might have been one of Kathy's beads that she had given me for whatever reason. I don't know where to find these. So I'm going to call that vintage because we don't know where to find it, but I love it. I love it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging with me this afternoon. I appreciate you always, always, always. Thanks for letting me be a part of your beadie journey. Thanks for everybody who made purchases in my Etsy shop. Guys, next week, I will be back again with another fun show. Don't forget, set your reminders for 1 p.m. on Tuesday, because some of you guys are only showing up on Fridays, and that's fine because I love it that you're here. But if you need something to do on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm live at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays with a weekly project. There are no kits involved. It's just pure inspiration and fun. So if you'd like to come and hang out with us, we would love for you to be here to do that with us if you would like. And yeah, I guess that's it. I would love to say, hey, I'll see you guys in a little while. I won't be seeing you guys in a little while, but I promise I will fill up the hole in your beadie life with more content very, very soon. I promise. All right. Okay. You guys have a great rest of your afternoon and a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. Bye.